Most people think fly fishing is only for trout, but you can catch anything swimming on a fly rod. And bass fishing in your backyard, the resource that we have right in your neighborhood or a farm pond down the street is the way to go. It's really, really fun, and they love to hit flies and they jump for you, So go out and get them out of your pond that's maybe in your neighborhood. That's what we're doing today. Anyway, we are only about half an hour from town, and we got a really nice lake here that the fish are very willing, but caught a few already.
What kind of methods are you using? Tell me about the weight of your rod and lures that we're using.
Okay, I'm using a short 8-weight rod. They like to call them a bass rod because a little bit shorter, it's very light and it's quick, and it also casts into heavy cover really well. Hopefully we got about a 5 to 10 pound bass out here that I'm going to need the 8-weight for. The flies what we're using today are what they call heavy leeches. They have a lot of weight on them, so they sink. And the 8-weight rod helps them. The 8-weight rod helps cast that. Anyway, should get one about here. There we go. Let's see, very, very heavy. The fly's size is about a size 2, and the leader is about a 12-pound, tip on the leader.
Tell me, you were saying, how long have you been fly fishing? Did you grow up fly fishing? Or?
Yeah, I grew up fly fishing.
And was it for trout or did you fish for?
Originally it was in the Ozarks and around these farm ponds for bass and bluegill.
Oh,
yeah,
so
but whatever you can't have, you desire the most, so I always wanted to go trout fishing.
Oh, that's fun.
So, and then there's good trout fishing in the Ozarks, but then you keep on wanting to go to more exotic places, like out in the Rocky Mountains, to Montana, things like that. And then, but you still got to come back home. Love this fly fishing for bass and crappie and catfish and carp. They're fun too.
Oh, that is fun. That is fun.
So,
what are some of your favorite flies for bass fishing?
Well, if it's warm enough, the water's got to get a little bit warmer, we use poppers, topwater flies. But the conditions have to be right. Otherwise, we use sinking flies that look like crawdads. Or this fly is a topwater fly. We like to call it a popper. And when the water warms up and the fish get really active at looking for food at the surface. And this is really, really fun to fish with because it's all visual. You can see it hit the water and see the fish come up and eat it. Okay, but the water temperature's got to be fairly warm for surface activity. Mm-hmm. About the same time you start hearing the cicadas and the crickets at night and things like that, it's time to fish topwater. Okay, these two flies are sinking flies. The good old woolly booger and the Clouser Minnow right here. The woolly booger sinks slowly, and it looks like about anything that's edible to the fish. They might think it's a minnow, they might think it's a leech. It's made in a bunch of different colors, from white, black, olive, and so on. The Clouser Minnow is, in essence, a fly rodder's jig. It's got weight in the front and it sinks very fast, so it allows you to hit those deeper spots, like the deeper brush piles and drop-offs and stuff like that. And it's still castable with a fly rod. Last little category here is almost like a trout fly. It's a nymph pattern. It's a pupa or a larva of an insect in the lake, and all those bass and bluegills and everything will eat insects in the lake, and especially when they get picky, that you can always catch them on a nymph there.